Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Team Development. What we're doing is we're looking at all the teams that have been spawned in the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook. We've looked at starting rosters, we've looked at tournament rosters, we've looked at star players. Now, with the season about to land and be right there for us all to start playing on the tabletop, we're looking at all of the players on that team with a review of League and talking about what skills they need and what order they need to take them in. We're going to do Chaos today because it got a couple of extra big guys to choose from and became quite interesting. I've got to start with the Chaos Beastman on this team. So the Beastman is the lineman positional, and it does a fantastic job. It is probably one of the best linemen out there. So it's only 60k. For a movement 6, strength 3, agility 3+, passing 4+, armor 9+ piece. So 60k for a human lineman essentially, with horns. So 10k for horns. So it's blitzing everywhere on a 4+. Now the Chaos roster also has the chosen blockers. Now chosen blockers are strength 4 forever. This just means that every single player on this team blitzes normally with a 2-die block. So whether you're playing regular strength 3 guys or you've got a team like Blackhawks where there's strength 4, it's going to be very easy to get an assist to get that 2-die block. It's going to really give you that strength edge. And movement 6 and agility 3+ means that the Beastman runners are doing everything you want them to do anyway. So they get general mutation and strength on single skills, or primary skills they're called now, and agility and passing on secondary skills. So there's a couple of different ways to build your Beastman, but we'll start with the most obvious. So making these guys brawlers, not using the brawler skill, that's amusing, but just having them be combat pieces is going to be so useful. You've got strength, and with strength comes great responsibility. So block is going to be useful on offense and defense. Wrestle is going to be able to sack the ball carrier. I would go more block when it comes to Beastman, but having a wrestle Beastman there, maybe 2, as your team develops to be the ball sacker, is going to be really useful, because 2 dice with wrestle is going to give you a very good opportunity to take down that ball carrier regardless of whether they've got sure hands, whether they've got block. You just drag them to the ground and then that ball comes out, or you just pick someone you really don't like, drag them to the ground, and then everyone can go for a jolly good fouling. So wrestle will be very useful on at least one Beastman. I probably wouldn't start with that. I'd probably start with block and make that guy the ball carrier. So you kind of got 2 angles of Beastman. But I just cannot stress they do it anyway, because they've got that beautiful strength boost, and that horns blitz means that they're going to be able to get out of dodge when they are in trouble with a 2-die blitz. And if you want to give them dodge, they can take dodge on a double. But with these guys, I would go block for your lineman, wrestle for your sacker. Block also works well for that ball carrier piece. So down the bottom here, you've got a couple of great skills that support the ball carrier. Sure hands. Once you've got block, sure hands is a skill that's fine. Extra arms, however, gives you +1 to pick up and +1 to catch. So there's your choice. Technically 3+ with a reroll is better for picking up the ball, but let me tell you, 2+ just feels way better. And then you get the catch boost as well. So sure hands, extra arms on par there, but for the ball carrier, sure hands is going to protect you from strip ball. Extra arms is going to allow you to do more stuff better. But those 3 skills make for a fantastic ball carrier. As you level up that player, you can go for something else along the lines of saving up for a double and taking dodge, or using break tackle, which is another regular skill which is going to give you 1 single 2+ dodge away. That combined with a strength 4 blitz is going to get that Beastman. No one's going to be able to stop that Beastman carrying the ball. Guard on these guys is also going to be super useful. So 2 Beastmen, 1 with guard, 1 with something else, is going to be able to 2-die block almost anything. And that's when you can kind of look at expanding these Beastmen into other roles. So ball carrier with block. You can take sure hands first if you are light on rerolls, but I think block just overall is better. Then you've kind of got, right, do I want a tackle piece? What's my league looking like? Is it vulnerable? Is it brawly? If it's brawly and I've got guard already, then frenzy becomes a really good pickup. To at least give you the opportunity to blitz with something other than the Minotaur, if you're running a Minotaur. Tackle will be very useful in a league where you've got a lot of stunties or elves or something like that, because again, strength 4 tackle is going to give you 2 dice, and those dodgers are going to go down. Wrestle tackle on a ball carrier, on a ball sacker against the ball carrier is going to be fantastic when it comes to Beastman doing stuff. Couple of extra skills here as well. If you want to develop the ball carrier even further, you can take the on the ball skill. I really like that skill. I probably wouldn't recommend it in this situation. It costs so much more than a regular skill that it's probably not worth saving up for. I'd rather just use that 6 movement and use the stuff. Big hand, however, is not bad further on down the line. It's fun because it's a mutation, and it's going to just be your Beastman is just going to be able to walk in to any situation and pick up that ball on a 3+ or extra arms 2+. That's kind of the dream, is you take extra arms big hand, blitz in somewhere onto the ball, 2+, you've got the ball. Then you're in trouble from then out, but hey, it's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Stats wise with the Beastman, movement 7 is okay. I've said this before, movement 6 to 7, movement 7 to 8, 8 to 9, you know, feel like a meme there, but the bigger the movement the better. I don't think I would worry too much about that. Passing, again, wouldn't worry about with the Beastman. 3+ passing, not superb. Agility 2+ and strength 4+ horns, however, are massive. But you need some sweet rolls, and that's a lot of SPP to spend even taking that roll. When it comes to doubles on the Beastman, dodge is really useful. That's kind of primarily the one you'd want. The great thing about these Beastmen is they're never short of good primary skills to take. I mean, I'm not surprised. They've got 3 trees worth GMS. But saving up to go for a stat increase, getting movement, and wanting to take a double that ends up just being dodge, that's not worth 18 SPP. 18 SPP you could spend on 2 regular skills. That's a block guard Beastman. That's a block tackle Beastman. You know, it's just a lot of stuff you can get. There's always Mighty Blow for these guys as well. Kind of the Chaos Warriors are going to be the ones who are doing the murdering, but if you've got somebody you really like, a Chaos Beastman with Claw and Mighty Blow will do a lot of work for you, even though those don't stack. You are kind of spoilt for choice when it comes to Beastman, and I think that's why I love them so much. It's funny, you're spoilt for choice, but the best thing to do is start at block, check what else your team needs, but if you're not sure, go with block. And here are your blockers. So these guys are your Chaos Warriors of old, or Chaos Chosen Blockers now, I think they're called. Yeah, Chosen Blockers. 100k. Movement 5, Strength 4, love that. Agility 3+ is good for a Strength 4 piece. Passing 5+, never mind. And Armor 10+. No skills at all on these guys, which makes this bit really easy. So GMS on normal, and agility and passing on the expanded skills for these guys, and it's block or wrestle again for the blockers. I am more inclined to go for block because with this strength, these guys are in the brawl all of the time. So these guys are more combat. Wrestle is very useful to take down a ball carrier. Wrestle is very useful for basically staying alive. Chaos blockers are not worried about staying alive or taking down the ball carrier, in which case being able to blitz with the Beastman with wrestle is significantly better. So block on a Chaos blocker is almost a no-brainer. We've talked about blockers before. Block and guard are the skills you want to give them, and when it comes to these guys, block and guard are the skills you want to give them. They are Chaos. They get mutations, so there's a load of other stuff you can do. You can go the Mighty Blow route, and then you can go the Claws route. These guys just get big, and they get very scary. There's not a huge amount of variety when it comes to building them. You use them as blockers, you use them as murderers. They can become really good ball carriers. Their agility 3+ means they're picking up the ball or receiving the ball just as well as any player. Movement 5 is a bit slow, so if you're going to do that, then break tackle wouldn't hurt to be able to take 1 dodge at 2+, but quite frankly, block is going to do a better job. Frenzy with these guys is not terrible at all, as long as you've got a ton of guard to support them. If you want Frenzy, go with a Minotaur or chuck it on a Beastman. It's sad. In this edition, where you don't have the random skill rolls, The blockers have kind of got a little bit more two-dimensional. The Beastmen are very flexible. You've got a variety of big guys to do certain roles. You've got those chosen blockers that are just sitting in the middle. And you know what? Sitting in the middle with block and guard is all you need them to do. They are already good enough. You can go to town with a bunch of everything else. So we've talked about ball carriers. The same rules apply with the chosen blocker. The benefit is that strength 4 makes them a lot harder to tackle than the Beastman does. So taking block on a chaos blocker, and then if you want to make it the ball handler, extra arms, you know, something like that, it's not going to be very easy to stop them. It's entirely up to you. Do what feels right for your team and the climate. And I guess that's one of the really difficult things to say, is if you're in a league with a bunch of just fighty teams, you know, you've got dwarves, you've got black orcs, then your blockers need to get guard quick so they can start winning that line of scrimmage, and your beastmen become the ball carriers. If you're in a more vulnerable league, so you've got goblins, you've got Skaven and things like that, then a chosen blocker ball carrier, chef's kiss. So adjust, maybe take one ball carrier and for beastmen and one ball carrier for chosen blockers, and use everybody else as fighters in one way or another. But if in doubt, block and guard. So Chaos got a choice of 3 big guys to take. They've got an ogre, they've got a troll, and they've got a minotaur. You pick one of them, and they all kind of do slightly different things. The Chaos Ogre is the middle ground of this big guy. So the Chaos Ogre is the same as every other ogre. 140k, movement 5, strength 5, agility 4+, which is good for a big guy. Passing 5+, armor 10+, bonehead, loner, mighty blow, thick skull, throw teammate. Throw teammates not going to achieve anything until they start bringing in some stunty or some right stuff star players. So the Chaos Ogre is a really interesting piece. The Minotaur blitzes. The Troll traps. The Ogre does a bit of both. So it's up to you how you want to build it. The Minotaur, having Frenzy and Horns, makes it a superb blitzer. If you don't have the Minotaur on your team, the Beastman or even a Chaos Chosen can become very effective frenzy blitzers. If you don't want to do that, your Ogre can kind of expand. Anyway, the first step for the Chaos Ogre can be a variety of things. So there's some really good level 1 skills. Brawler is going to be really useful at keeping that Chaos Ogre up. You can save up for 12 SPP, spend that and pick up Block instead. Block is just significantly better, but it is twice the time. I really like getting that first skill in with Brawler. Your 2 die, maybe 3 die with the amount of guard you're going to develop on your team, and just absolutely dominating. You've already got Mighty Blow, so you're doing a great amount of stuff. Break Tackle will keep this Ogre mobile because it's agility 4+, it's strength 5, it gets +2, that's 2+ for 1 dodge per activation. That's going to keep your Chaos Ogre very mobile. So if you want it to be a blitzer or a mobile guard piece, Break Tackle combo is really well. Guard is great. Claw can also be taken. It's already got Mighty Blow. So if you've got Guard, you've got Brawler, this guy's on the line, or you just want him to be a point and click removal element, chucking Claw on is going to help use Mighty Blow on the injury result. They don't combo anymore, which is a bit of a shame, but there's probably a load of players who are quite glad. It depends on your league, and that's the great thing about the Ogre, is if you've got you can dominate the line of scrimmage. It's strength 5. You chuck Brawler on it, get guard, going to make your other guys better. Your other guys get guard, then eventually you can give it grab or multi-block to just really just make the most of those big strength plays. If you've got flexibility and Roger actually has no problem being separate, or you keep him as a linebacker, Horns, Frenzy, Claw, these are great skills. You can turn that Ogre into a way more reliable Minotaur. I like using the Ogre as Brawler and Guard. I like it as a mobile guard caddy. Getting Break Tackle on it as well, really useful. So I'm the top tier skills, but I'm certainly not opposed to turning an Ogre into a Minotaur. And talking of the Minotaur, let's get started. So the Minotaur ends up 10k more than the Ogre, and it is the same speed, the same strength, the same agility. It can't throw things. That's fine. Slightly less armor at 9+, but 9+ is still survivable. Loner, Frenzy, Horns, Mighty Blow, Thick Skull, Unchanneled Fury. So the benefit of the Minotaur is it starts with some of those skills that you'd really like on the Ogre. So bear that in mind when you're considering your big guy. Frenzy, Horns, the Mino gets free rolled those. So it's already there, which means this guy is there for blitzing. So first skill up, Juggernaut is superb. Saving for block is definitely an option, but Juggernaut is going to make your blitzes superb. It's going to be blitzing at strength 6. It's going to turn that both down into a push, and it's just going to block again. Break tackle on this guy is also going to be a 2+ dodge, which is going to be very useful if you're going to go rampaging around blitzing. Claw is going to help murder things in the long run, not as much as it used to, but it still will do it. Other skills you can take guard if you just want to flesh out your team. I think the Minotaur strikes. The Minotaur is your hammer, your team is your anvil. So having more guard on your team will help keep your Minotaur safe when you are frenzy rampaging around. Stand firm, however, is going to stop it from getting surfed off the pitch. So I would say that's kind of 4th, 5th level skill to keep it alive. In the meantime, break tackle, Juggernaut, Claw are going to have so much fun with your opponent's team. Doubles wise, block is great, pro is great, jump up is fantastic on a Minotaur, but it is a lot of SPP to save for. Dodge is always good, and sidestep is a better alternative to stand firm generally on the edges. But that is a huge chunk of SPP that you just could be spending making your Minotaur even better, even sooner. Juggernaut, break tackle, this guy's running around, blitzing, 2+ dodging, and it becomes very dangerous. And on the other side of the big guy spectrum, we've got the Chaos Troll. So Chaos can now take that Troll. 115k, 4 movement, slightly slower. Strength 5, Agility 5+, Passing 5+, Armor 10+. Always Hungry Loner, Mighty Blow, Projectile Vomit, that's quite cool now. Really Stupid, Regen, and Throw Teammates. So this guy is so much tougher. It's got that regeneration. Okay, 4+, it's just coming back. So your Troll becomes terrain. Okay, the Ogre does everything. The Minotaur attacks really well. The Troll gums up that line of scrimmage. Now, the skills are going to be similar. The one thing that mutated trolls, just ask Underworld coaches of old, love is tentacles. That strength is going to keep your opponent's pieces next up, tied up next to the troll, which is going to be fantastic. Brawler is going to be really useful if you want to attack with the troll. Tentacles and guard are better choices because you don't have to activate the troll at all. You just leave it on the line. It gives +1 strength to everyone around it, and the tentacles keep those targets there. A Chaos Troll and 2 Chaos Blockers that are leveling up will make a heck of a front line and a great combination. They will just be able to pound the heck out of your opponent. So first up, Tentacles, Guard. Get that in going. If you want a big guy block with the Chaos Troll, you can, and Brawler is a very cheap way of doing that. Claw is also going to benefit. Multiple block when your team gets more guard pieces. So if you've got the Chaos Troll and the Chaos Blocker combo and they all start getting guard, then you can go for multiple block and grab to make the most of that. Prehensile Tail is also going to be really useful because you've got again another inactive skill. Guard, Tentacles, Prehensile Tail. Then you can chuck Armbar on it, and basically it's just going to keep everyone there, and anyone who tries to get away and fails is going to take basically a Mighty Blow fail from the ground, which is massive. You could possibly save up as well for doubles and take Pro on the Troll. That will help doing stuff. But the Chaos Troll plays very differently than the other 2 big guys in that you don't need to play it to work. So if you are a Nurgle coach, you will know what it's like using the Beast of Nurgle. And Strength 5, Tentacles, not activating it, getting guard on it, becomes a really good big guy. You can basically do that with the Chaos Troll, except the rest of your team actually has agility. So the Chaos Troll, getting it, Tentacles, Guard, and just having it on the front line to gum up, to add strength, it's going to allow your Chaos team to play very differently than Chaos teams of old. I am obviously a massive Minotaur fan, and Ogres are just the best big guy in my opinion. But the Troll is going to be able to do a lot of stuff for your Chaos team, and it's significantly cheaper. So you are going to have to give up less to get that in. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the Chaos team development talk here. Please let me know in the comments if I've missed anything, if there's a better angle to take, or if there's a skill you really love. Because I don't think Chaos got any worse in this edition. They can't throw as well, but these things happen. The ability to choose your big guy allows you to choose the identity of your Chaos team, and being able to skill buy actually just means you will get where you want to more efficiently. And I'm a huge fan of that, because you can build your franchise for Chaos Undivided, and I love it. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back again soon with more Blood Bowl content.